All right, shalom, shalom. Kahalayim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Much peace, love, and salutation to the brothers from this work in truth and in sincerity. Shalom. This is the brother Batak back again through the spirit with another lesson. Lord willing, it be edifying. Um, all right. This lesson is going to be centered around the MOTB, which is the microchip. And this is a warning and a forewarning for those that do not know what it is. We always have to cover this topic because there's a lot of confusion and there's a lot of false teachings. So we're going to get right into it. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13. Remember, the word revelation means to reveal. Revelation chapter 13, I'm going to start at verse 15 because Esau ultimately is going to cause this system that he has set up, this economy, to crash. And ultimately he's going to come in with a new form of currency, a new financial system. And it's going to be a device that goes inside of your body, which the God of the Bible tells us not to take or to accept. So ultimately this system is going to crash and he's going to come with a new system, which is going to be those devices inserted inside of your body. And the Lord tells us not to take that. So Revelation chapter 13, verse 15, it says, and he hath power to give life unto the image of the beast, which is the system. The image of the beast is not Caesar Borgia. The image of the beast is the system that he's setting up. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you're not going to follow after the system that he's setting up, the whole system that he is setting up, which the word system means a pit, if you're not going to follow it, then ultimately you are going to be a target. You're going to be somebody that's an outcast to society, because you won't accept his new digital system or digital currency, or his digital device. So if you don't follow after the system, you are going to be a target of the system. It says, and he causes all, both small and great, that means everybody, rich and poor. That means it don't matter if you're a bum on the street or a rich person. Free and bond. I mean, if it don't matter if you're in jail or you're free, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, which is a device. Karax, something that gets inserted inside of you. It's not a spiritual thing. It's a physical thing. They're going to physically put it into your body. They're going to attempt to, it's not a spiritual thing. It's not no sleeping with white women. It's not all this bullshit, which bullshit means untrue talk. And there's a lot of BS being taught, which according to what the apostles have taught us, the micro C-hip is a physical thing that they're going to force upon you. Verse 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. So basically, if you don't have that device, you are going to be disconnected from Esau's new world that he's setting up, his new society, his new digital system. It says, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, which it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, which 66 is 666. So when you look that up, when you look up 666, it goes back to Chai Psi Stigma. Let's go to it. Here it is. Chai Psi Stigma. Chai Psi Stigma. That's what it goes back to. But when you look up the word stigma, let's look up the word stigma. The word stigma, it says a mark made on the skin by burning with hot iron. From Latin stigma, from Greek stigma, a mark of a pointed instrument. Puncture, because that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be word puncture. Let's see what it says. A small perforation or wound made by or as if by a pointed instrument. A pricking. To prick, pierce. What is that? What are they gonna do? They're gonna pierce your flesh. Um, See, this is what it's gonna do. It's gonna pierce. An injection needle. Okay, what is RFID injection? A human microchip implant is any electronic device implanted subsequently. I'm sorry, subconsciously, usually via by injection. So as you can see, these are examples of that piercing object, something that's stigma. All right, so it's gonna puncture your flesh. All right, it says a mark of a pointed instrument, puncture, tattoo mark, brand, to mark, tattoo. The figurative meaning, mark of disgrace or infamy, which attaches to a person on account of evil conduct, right? Which is like if a woman is a woman that sleeps around with a lot of men, she has the stigma of being a harlot. You know, that stigma is something that sticks on you. If you're known as a thief, you have the stigma of a thief. Everybody gonna know you have that stigma, something that sticks on you because of something evil you've done. You don't want to have an evil stigma. But for this part, it's an actual flesh. So it's a carnal thing when it comes to what we're referring to, which is the RID microchip. Now the word stick, it says to pierce or puncture, to stab with a weapon. You know, the scriptures tell you not to make any cuttings inside of your flesh. Let's get that real quick. I think it's in Leviticus 19 and 28. Let's go to it. Remember tricycle stigma? That word stigma is what we're focusing on. Leviticus 19 and 28. This is just to prove that it's something that's carnal, like it's fleshly. All right. When you read the scripture, it says Leviticus 19 and 28. It says, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh. So let's go into it. Let's go to that word marks. The word marks is from the Hebrew word kwai, which means an incision, an imprinted mark, a tattoo mark, an incision or gash mark. So you can't make any marks in your flesh. The word, see, it goes back to the word stigma, a mark branded on the skin. And also, it's a carnal thing. It's a fleshly puncture, incision. That's what an incision is. Let's look up the word incision. What is an incision? Might be misspelling it. Forgive me. Let me go back to it. The word marks. What is an incision? A surgical cut made in skin or flesh. Boom. A mark or decoration cut into a surface. The action of or process of cutting into something. So that incision is going to come in the form of that needle that I showed you. They're going to attempt to put that device in everybody on the planet Earth. Everybody is going to have that dilemma. Everybody is going to have that forced upon them, and you cannot take it. Don't take it. It is not a spirit. It is not a spiritual thing. It is a fleshly mark. The scriptures clearly says it. It shows you what a stigma is. I read what stigma means. So the word kwai means an incision, an imprintment into your flesh, an incision. There's also another um there's also another scripture with the word marks in it. Galatians 6:17. Here it is. Let's look up what that word marks means. Let's read the scripture first. It says, Galatians 6:17. It says, from henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body, he bear in his body, which is a fleshly thing, he's on his flesh, for I bear in my body the marks of the Lord Yahushua. So let's look up that word marks. The word marks comes, what's the word? Stigma. Stigma, to prick. A mark incision or punched for recognition of ownership. Figuratively, scar of service. So what he was talking about was the scars on his body. Because ultimately the apostles and, men were beaten. They were beaten. Like, if you go to the book of 2 Corinthians, Paul speaks about the times he was beaten, and, he was even stoned, So, but the point is, a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. So he bare in his body the marks of Yahushua to show that he's really the servant of Yahushua, and all the things that he has suffered, all the times he's been beaten or whipped, those marks are into his body, But for this case, we're talking about a mark that is going to be pricked into your skin, which is going to come in the form of that RFID microchip. So this is a warning to those that don't know what the chip is. There will be a time where it will be mandatory. Do not take it. Esau is slowly but surely, gradualism. He's slowly but surely setting up his system. And everything is ready to go digital. He's just waiting on the right catastrophe. Gradually, it says, in a gradual way, slowly by degrees. So Esau is gradually going towards that system. He's setting everything in order. Okay, so what does take gradually mean? Moving, changing, or developing by fine or often imprintable degrees. So Esau is moving slowly but surely. What does gradually mean? Slowly over a period of time or a distance. So he's moving, but he's going to move faster. He's setting things up. Remember, do not take the C-hip. Do not take the chip. And don't nobody deceive you. Don't let no one deceive you to what that really is, because it's that microchip that's going to go in your right hand or your forehead or in your left hand. So these devils are planning to do this. This has always been their plan, on the left-hand side. But the Lord is going to throw a monkey wrench in there and destroy their plans. Ultimately, that's what he's going to do. But some men will have to be beheaded for not taking it, because if you don't take it, you're going to die. So we got to prepare our minds and our bodies to be sacrificed for Yahweh Shema Shah. But the scripture says what? Remember this, the dead shall rise first. First Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16. It says, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. So if you end up, if you faced with a dilemma, if you get captured or whatever, and Esau give you that option to take the C-hip or die, be beheaded for the Lord, and you will be one of the first ones to be raised up out of the grave. But we got to believe the words that the Lord spoke. We got to believe that the Lord is actually going to do what he said he's going to do. We got to be assured of that. You got to believe that, man. That we got to believe in Yahushua enough to sacrifice ourselves and give ourselves to Yahweh Shema Shah. We got to believe in him, Believe in Yahweh Shema Shah. That's what we got to do. So let me do this right here. For to get my day started. So with that, Lord willing, this left was edifying. Remember the dead and Hamashiach shall rise first. Verse 17 says, "Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds," which is going to be raised up out of the grave into the chariots. Because after that is when the destruction is going to come. It says, which America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. It says, then which we are alive and remain, which all of the elect are not going to perish or die. Not perish, but all of them not going to be beheaded or die. There's only certain ones that will, not exactly who those men are, but they might be beheaded for to be a martyr for Yahushua. But it says, then which we are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, which is talking about the chariots, the UFOs, to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. So there's going to come a time, a day, when the chip is going to be made mandatory. The C-hip is going to be made mandatory, and we are under no circumstances supposed to take that. None whatsoever. No circumstances, no reasons, nothing. We got to stay faithful to Yahweh Bashmel Shah and to keep his commandments to the best of our abilities. And Lord willing, we stay faithful to Yahweh Bashmel Shah, because we never know. But we got to stay prayed up and stay prepared mentally to lose and sacrifice everything for the Lord, because we're going to get it all back ultimately. So with that, Lord willing, this will less with edifying. Don't take the C-hip. Don't take the C-hip. So with that, Lord willing, let's with edifying, close out by giving our praise and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Shah by Hashem, Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who really teach well. Shalom. This